Oh, looks like we're live. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. If you are joining me live, or even if you're watching the replay, this is going to be a Goodreads live stream. This is the first time that you've stumbled across this from me. Basically, what I'm going to do for like the next hour and a half, 2 hours, is I'm going to be working on like cleaning up my Goodreads shelves, kind of culling some of the books on it. I have a really intense shelving system on Goodreads. There is a video about it. It's linked in the description box. Most of the things in that video, it's a couple years old now, are pretty much the same as far as how my shelves are set up. There's a few things that might be different. But if you want more info, you can check that out. So what we have been doing since I think the last live stream was the first one is I've been working through my unfinished series shelf. I did change something last time and I created a new shelf called TBR Series Unfinished. And what that means is that I'm taking books. Hi, Reads. I'm taking books from the unfinished series shelf. I'm checking to see if they're still unfinished. If they are still unfinished, then I'm leaving them there. But if it's a series that I like 100% know that I want to read, plan to read, and it's unfinished, I'm moving it to my unfinished series shelf, my TBR series unfinished shelf. And then if it's a series that is finished, but I'm not sure if I want to read it, excuse me, then it'll go either on like my maybe or probably shelves, just like a standalone book would. And then I also have a TBR series shelf for series that I definitely want to read that are also already completed. Hopefully that makes sense. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm starting a few minutes late because I was going through my Goodreads trying to figure out where we left off last time. No, that's not what I want. That's what I want. Okay. All right, let me pull this up. I was trying to figure out where we left off, and I checked all of these so far, and they are all unfinished series, so that I'm unsure about. So they remain on this list. This one looks like it's a finished series now, so we'll start with that one. And of course, as you're watching, if you have opinions on these books, like if you've read them or you know anything about them, please let me know, because you could help me decide if I want to read these or not. So this, I believe, is an indie published book. Sci-fi, space opera. Let's see what it's about. Authenticity of the Martian, page-turning pace of Da Vinci Code, and inspirational worldview of Arthur C. Clarke. Science investigator. Oh, I bet I put it on my shelves because Jen Talks Audiobooks gave it 4 stars. So that's good to know. Looks like Books with Emily Fox is interested in reading it. Yeah, this is definitely a maybe for me. It is a finished series. I checked that before I started the live stream. Oh, but look, it has mostly 5 stars with not like a small amount of ratings. That's really interesting. Okay, so this is now finished, but because I don't know that much about it, I'm not super excited to read it. It's going to go on my maybe shelf, but I will mark it as being good on audiobook because I know that's how Jen read it. And I will mark it as sci-fi and mostly 5-star ratings. Cool. Jennifer Fallon. That's definitely an author that I've heard about. Like the first step. Oh, she didn't have a lot of reviews. Oh, I know. My friend Rhea really likes Jennifer Fallon. I mean Roya, not Rhea. Okay, trilogy, book 4. That's weird. It says published in 2017, but it doesn't have a cover, so I don't believe it. And book 3 only came out in 2018. So looks like it's an unfinished series. And I will decide once it's finished. This is also an indie published book. I was looking at some of her books earlier, but like the series part isn't set up correctly. But if it says that it's #1 in a series, then it's probably not finished. But let me see if I can find anything on the author page. Yeah, looks unfinished for now. Onyx and Ivory. Looks like it was just going to be a duology. Thrilling conclusion. Okay, cool. I have not read any Mindy Arnett yet, but I've definitely seen her name around and I'm intrigued. Oh, it looks like I have the audiobook version. Why? Let me switch to this edition. Oh, looks like I already have, okay. This is a book that I have a duplicate of. Find duplicates. If you don't know, there's this tool on Goodreads where you can find duplicates. Sometimes things are duplicated on purpose because when I reread something, I always add a different edition to my shelf. That's just how I like to do it. That's how I had to do it before Goodreads added a reread function. I don't really like their reread function, so I continue to do it that way. But I don't think this book is supposed to be duplicated because I have not read it. Maybe or probably. I'll go ahead with probably. Those covers are very different. Okay, duplicates. Sorry, we're taking a sidetrack to clean up my duplicates real quick. This was a reread. These were rereads. This was a reread. This was a reread. I have not read this book. So I put it on my want to read. I don't need it. I wish they had dates, but I know I want to read that book. That was a reread. This one. Okay, so apparently at some other time I already decided that I wanted to read that and put it on my TBR series, but that's the audiobook one. Okay, so I'm going to switch this one to TBR series. I'm going to delete the other one. Did not know I had so many duplicates. Duplicates that weren't really duplicates. Have I reread this? Oh, no, but I'm going to reread it. Hello, Literature Science Alliance. I saw that you just followed me on Instagram. Hi, Leonardo. I don't know if it was a song by Paul McCartney. I'm not great with musical history. Oh, that's because I'm going to reread it. And last one. TBR series unfinished. That trumps this one for sure. Okay, now let's go back. So I've taken care of Onyx and Ivory. And then I'm going to go back to my books. And then back to unfinished series. Oh, and I wanted to take this off of Infinite Scroll. But let's go ahead and look at this series. I remember hearing stuff about this series when it was coming out, but I haven't really heard much about it since. Is this in a different language? Why am I looking at an edition in a different language? Switch to this edition, please. Okay. I believe this is a duology. I always get nervous when I look at synopses for a second book. It says it came out in 2019. It just says that it's a sequel. It doesn't say if there's going to be more. Okay, let's look at the author page. Oh, sorry, I didn't get your joke, Leonardo. 2 books. Sweet. Yeah, if you're ever trying to figure out how long a series is supposed to be, it doesn't hurt to check out the author's page. Sometimes it'll be one of the questions that someone asked. So this is now a completed series. I remember being very interested in this, but what have other people thought? 3 stars from Melanie, 4 stars, 4, 3, 4. So no 5 stars yet. Excuse me. 4, 5. Oh, Bethany gave it 5 stars, but most people are giving it more like 3. Oh, Roya gave it 5. 5, 5. Okay. Now I'm seeing a few 5s, 4s. I mean, if that's going to be a 4, that's worth reading to me. A lot of people have it to read. All right, I'll put it on my series TBR. Actually, I'm going to put it on my TBR probably, because that feels more appropriate. Oh, that's so cool that you worked for a library. I have never worked for a library, but I would like to work for a library one day. It's not what my career is in, so it's more of maybe when I quote unquote retire from my day job and want to do something else that makes less money, I would consider maybe being not a librarian, but working in a library, just shelving and stuff. I just think it'd be fun. It'd be fun to be surrounded by books. Okay, where was I? We just did this one. So now Mirage, Dance of Thieves. Okay, is Mirage complete? No, it is not. Oh, 2 years between publications. Interesting. So I'm not deciding about that today. Dance of Thieves. I believe this is not complete, unless it's just going to be a duology, which I don't know. No, it doesn't say. The first one was a trilogy, though, so I kind of feel like it's going to be another trilogy. Did somebody ask her, and did she answer this question? It That's not the series I'm asking about. Dance of Thieves series. It will be 2. It's a duology. Cool. Okay, so I think it's done. The second book was out. Published 2019. Okay, this is done. So I'm pretty sure I want to read this, but I haven't read the first series, so I need to read that first. She loves to send you pictures of book covers that make her laugh. That's really funny. There are some pretty terrible book covers out there. Okay, I'm putting this on probably. Like, I'm pretty sure I want to read it, but obviously I need to read the first 3, like the first trilogy. And then if I somehow don't like the first trilogy, then I won't be reading this. So I'm not putting it on my actual series list, but just on probably. Is this done yet? I know I was interested in this one. I mean, I'm interested in all of these. 2020. Cool. I won't decide. Smoke Thieves. I only vaguely remember this series. And it's not finished. Perfect. I feel like this has got to be finished. I guess it only came out in 2018. Stunning Finale. Cool. It came out last year. I like the sound of that. All right, what is this about? There's a plague in a fantasy setting. Interesting. Oh, it's shelved by a lot of people as romance, so it sounds like romance plays a big part in the story. Not sure if that will be my thing. I always think it's funny when I see people, they're like, review to come, and it was like 3 years ago. I mean, I don't blame them. I'm probably have done the same thing in the past. Actually, I don't say that a review is coming because I never know when I'm going to get around to doing it. So I don't think I really have done that, but I don't think it's a problem or anything. I just think it's funny. Okay. Ooh, Jesse gave it 5. 3.5. 3, 4.5. Epitome of a morally gray character. Romance was good. All right. I'm not like super interested in this one, so I think I'm going to put it on my maybe shelf. It's probably somewhere between maybe and probably, but I'm going to go with maybe. Because my probably shelf is already huge. How big is my probably shelf? Over 500 books. So I probably need to clean that up at some point. Maybe that'll be our next objective for these live streams once I get through these. Oh, actually, after I get through all of these 140, I plan to go through my TBR series and make sure that's pretty accurate. I'm sure there's series on there that are more like maybes and probablys, but I just put it on my series shelf. So that'll be the next objective after this one. What's funny is I made this TBR series unfinished shelf thinking it would stay. I mean, it's at this point only 30 books, but I thought it was going to stay in like the 10 to 20 range because I was like, there's not that many unfinished series out there that I like definitely want to read. But I was wrong. There are a lot of unfinished series that I've heard enough about that I like definitely want to give a try. So that was kind of an eye-opener. Okay, where were we? The reader. Oops, that one didn't open. Your favorite job ever. That's pretty high praise there. But yeah, I think that I would really like it too. I don't recognize this at all. Okay, but alternate history series. I can see why I was interested. Secret spy network. Okay, this is sounding intriguing. Is it finished? I can't tell because it doesn't have dates. Doesn't look like this one's out yet though. Expected publication 2020. Okay, but I kind of want to see who else has read this and if it should go on my TBR shelf, because I'm very curious about this with alternate history, spies. That sounds interesting. Someone else has it marked as a series to start. But apparently nobody I know has actually read it. And these ratings don't look good. What does the overall rating look like? It's not terrible. All right, well, I'm not going to decide quite yet because the last book doesn't come out for like 6 months. Is this one a completed series? 2018. Oh, I'm so behind on this. The series came out in 2016. Okay, so this is definitely completed. Let's see. Ratings look decent. Fans of Inkheart and Shadow and Bone. Ooh, there's a book. Odd rectangular object. Okay, who's read it? Okay, that's not good. Okay, but that is, and that is, and that is. Well, she didn't rate it. Oh, DNF at 60%. That's not a good sign. 5. Okay, things look a little all over the place. DNF. Oh, but some people really liked it. My friend Mariah only gave it 2 stars. Oh, this is a tough one. I'm going to put it on my maybe shelf because that's how I feel. Maybe I'll read it. Okay. Published in 2018, so looks to be done. This book doesn't ring a bell. I don't really know anything about it. The order that these are in is by when I added them to my shelves. So apparently I created the shelf in 2018 because that's pretty much as far back as it went. So some of these I heard about 2 years ago and added them to this list. So a lot of them are not like familiar to me. Okay. I like that some people have it shelved as sci-fi dystopia. Okay, good, good, good. Pretty good, pretty good. Good. Dark dystopian, 7 alternating POVs, and a solid ending. That sounds good. 3.5 stars. Okay. I like that people were saying the magic system is really interesting and that it's a dark dystopian. That sounds intriguing. I'm going to put this on my probably shelf. Give me just a second. I will be right back. I just got a text message I have to deal with. Okay, sorry about that. Oh. Gilded Cage may need to be on my want to read list. Yeah, the synopsis sounded really interesting, right? Okay, Eve of Man. I vaguely remember this book. Look at the ratings though. That's really good. Okay, so it's uncompleted. Cool. I won't think about it. Looks like it's gonna be a trilogy, so it'll be a while. This is a series that I definitely want to read. Is it complete is the question. It is, I think. I think this is the last one. Oh, I didn't know that these were novellas. But it says 3 novellas, but there's 4. And they're all novellas. Okay. They don't have a question and answer part. I'm pretty sure it's done though. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on my TBR series shelf. Radiance. This is a fantasy romance, which I haven't read much romance, but it's one that some of my friends really, really like. But I remember it was not a completed series. Are these like novellas in between or something? Okay, book 3 doesn't have a date, has 23 reviews. More info to come. Yeah, doesn't sound like it's out. Okay, I will decide that later. Okay, Ruthless Magic. I think it might be completed. I'm going to check the author page. Conspiracy, is that? Yes. It will be a trilogy plus a prequel novella, which I believe we're all on that page. Yeah. Okay, so this is done. It's Kindle Unlimited. Go ahead and mark that. I have a shelf. I've been trying to keep track of things that are available on Kindle Unlimited so that occasionally whenever I get a subscription, I have like a TBR of things to pick from. Oh, it was an SPFBO nominee. That's a good sign. That's a indie published like award or whatever. Kitty G Caitlin. She does some of the judging for that. Hunger Games meets Mortal Instruments meets Shadow Shaper. That's intriguing. Okay, so not a lot of people have read it that are my friends. It is finished. What is it about? All right, it's going on my maybe shelf. Oh my gosh. Let's try this again. Okay. I remember my friend Bethany talking about this book a lot, saying she really loved it. It's not finished yet. But I do kind of think, let me look at the reviews and stuff. I think I might like definitely want to read this. I don't know. Maybe it's more of like a probably. Inspired by Tristan and Isolde. That sounds so good. Fans of The Graceling and The Mists of Avalon. 4 stars. See, Bethany loved it. She gave it 5. I feel like this is one I want to read. Wait, what did Roya say? She gave it 3 stars. Cool. All right, I'm putting it on my TBR series shelf. It might be more of a probably, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on. Wait, it's not finished. That's not what I meant to do. TBR series unfinished is what I meant. Hello, Quack Addict. That's a funny name. Oh, this is definitely not finished, unless it's just a duology. No. Cool. Although, do I want to put this on my, I feel like my series unfinished, my TBR series unfinished shelf is getting so big, but I'm pretty sure I want to read this. At least give it a try. The thing I have to keep in mind with these series TBRs is even though they get long, just because I put it on my TBR, like just because I want to read a series doesn't mean I'm going to read the whole series, because I could read the first book and not like it. So like it seems daunting to have this huge list of series like that are multiple books that I want to read, but I have to keep in mind that I'm not necessarily going to read the whole series. Okay, let's see if this is finished. I feel like this had like a, what's it called? Jurassic Park thing. Like I think there's dinosaurs or something. 218, 2018. This one doesn't have a release date. I have a lot of ratings. Oh, here we go. Sometimes it doesn't show on the first page. So it seems like I like this shelf name, Pretty Fly for a Sci-Fi. That's funny. It's dystopian. Oh, the last book got 3 stars from people who were like, oh, Jade. Am I not following her? I mean, other people seem to have liked it. It has mostly 5 stars. No, I don't want to follow. I want to be your friend. I don't know if she has any idea who I am. She's another booktuber, if you don't know. Okay. It's a finished series. I mean, it sounds interesting. Let's look at the first one. Dinosaurs in the Hunger Games. See? That sounds so cool. Okay. So B gave it 4 stars. The first book 4 stars, but she gave the last book 3 stars. That's not good. Oh, just DNF'd it at page 260. How many pages are in this book? 384. She read so much of it. Halfway through and nothing's even happened. Where are my dinosaurs? That doesn't sound good. Okay, lots of people have marked to read. I'm gonna put this on my maybe shelf. I'm interested, but it doesn't sound like, I don't know. I might like it, but I don't know. Okay. Evelyn Skye. I have read one Evelyn Skye, and I was not a huge fan, but it was her debut, The Crowns Game. And the second one's not coming out until later this year. Heart of Thorns. I don't recognize this one. It's unfinished. Brie Barton. That name sounds really familiar. Oh, I think maybe I watched some of her YouTube videos. I think she's an author tuber. Well, the series isn't done, so I will worry about that another day. Ooh, Shadow of the Fox. I know that book. This is not done, unless it's a duology. Yep. Cool. Now, the question is this one I definitely want to read? I kind of think yes. Although I have not read any Julie Kagawa before. I don't know if I should start with this because she has older books, and I always hate going backwards in an author's backlist because, you know, presumably their books get better as they publish more. And a lot of times when I go backwards, I'm just like, oh, this wasn't as good. And that's because they wrote it earlier. But I've heard a lot about her Fae series. She has other books than just the Fae series, right? Shadow of the Fox. Is that the one that you mean, Literature Science Alliance, that you only gave 3 stars? Sorry, I just never really know, like, timing-wise, because there's a little bit of a delay sometimes. Sometimes people are, like, behind on what they're watching, so I just want to make sure what book you're talking about. Let's see, she does have other series. She has the Blood of Eden series, the Iron Fae. Okay. Oh, Talon. This is the one that I want to read. Good to know that you only give it 3 stars. Let's see what I know. My friend Elliot really liked this, but okay, Melanie gave it 5. She had an arc. That's a cool arc. 5, 4, 5. I think I gotta at least give this one a try. So, did I say that it's not finished? So it needs to go on TBR series unfinished. I'm pretty sure this is unfinished, but I also don't think I want to read it. It's a Lux spinoff series, and I don't really plan on reading Lux. I just don't think I would like it, but it's not done, so. But I also don't think I'm going to read it. What to do? I'll leave it for now. Girls of Paper and Fire. It's not finished. I really don't know if I want to read this one. I've heard mixed things about it. Oh, this book is kind of infamous. I don't know if I want to read it. I don't really like reading controversial books for some reason. a 6-book series. It's definitely not completed. All right. I wish I remembered what the controversy about this book is, but I honestly don't. But I bet someone in the reviews will tell us. Whoa, 1 star. 1 star. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that I remember hearing about it. Okay. But Bethany gave it 5 stars. Oh, it's one of your favorite series. Interesting. Well, it's not finished, so I'm not going to decide. Maybe one day. It's going to be 6 books long, though. It's a pretty long series. Although it looks like the 4th book is the next one to come out. And this one is also not published yet. But I've heard a lot about An Unkindness of Magicians. I know it's one of Murphy's favorites. Okay, I'm interested in this. I have never read Brandon Briggs before, but I have read Alicante, and I liked what I read. The question is this a duology? I believe this is a middle grade, though. Oh, but where am I going to find out how many books there are supposed to be when it's written by dual authors? Does she have a question section? Did I miss it? No. Doesn't look like she's a question section. Dang. Well, considering this is like a traditionally published series and the first 2 books came out one after the other, I feel like it's probably done. So now the question is, do I want to read it? It is a middle grade, if I didn't already say that. Yeah. Honestly, no matter what it's about, I think it's a maybe. I haven't really heard that much about it. None of my friends have really read it. Maybe. P.T. Hilton. That's a horror author that I've wanted to try. But I added this book to my shelf way before I even knew who that was. Crazy. Okay. There's no... I bet this is indie published. It's on Kindle Unlimited. It's mostly 5 stars. It says the Vampire World Saga, which implies that it's more than 1 book. But this book came out in 2017. So are there going to be more books? Well, thanks for letting me know what you think, Amy. I mean, I think people interpret books differently, and that's what's so great about reading is we get to make up our own mind about what we think. So maybe I will read it one day and agree with you, or maybe I will agree with other people. I don't know. But it's good to know that there were a few people in the reviews that were saying that they didn't agree with some of the things that other people thought. Oh, this sounds cool. Feral vampires, more beast than man. I just wish I knew if there was going to be more books in it. Oh, Rachel gave it 4 stars. TBR on Kindle. I guess I'll just leave it for now. Oh, I wish I knew if it was going to be more books or not. Okay, I'm just going to leave it because I think there's going to be more books, even though this one came out in 2017. Expected publication 2020. Man, those covers are very different from each other. Interesting. I was interested in this when it first came out, but ooh, look at those ratings. That's a lot of 3 stars. I mean, it's not terrible. Oh, 2 stars. Yeah, I won't decide. Okay, Foundry Side is not complete. Pretty sure. I don't know how many books it's going to be. But yeah, this one doesn't come out for a little while. It did sound kind of I Am Legend, which I like about it, but I actually didn't like I Am Legend. So hopefully I like that one better. Oh my gosh. So this one, I don't even have to look. Tracy, I'm definitely putting this on my TBR. I know that I want to read this. I'm just going to try and wait as long as I can until hopefully when it's finished, but I don't know if I'll be able to wait that long. But he has another series, this one, The City of Stairs, The Divine Cities. I think I'm going to read that while I'm waiting for this one to be finished. But I've heard such good things about Foundry Side. Only 3 stars from Melanie, a DNF. Yeah, I've heard so many. I think the magic system is going to be really cool. Not going to be really cool, is really cool. Yeah, definitely reading this once it's finished, if I can wait that long. Small Spaces. This one might be done. No, it's not. Okay. Oh, it's going to be 4 books. I haven't read any Catherine Arden yet, but I definitely want to. But I'll probably start with her Winter Night trilogy because I think it just finished last year. I believe this series just finished. I'm not really sure if I want to read it. Just finished like this month, I think. Yeah, January, yesterday. It came out yesterday. I have to decide if I want to read this or what shelf I want to put it on. I feel like I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. Oh, now there's a cliffhanger. And that is why I wait for series to be completed before I finish them. Yeah, I think this is probably. The Girl King. You like the title? And I really like the cover too. I'm definitely interested. It's like an Asian inspired fantasy, which I'm, immediately I'm interested once you say it's an Asian inspired fantasy. What time is it? Okay, we've been going for almost an hour. I think I'm only going to go for an hour and a half tonight, guys. I've got some things I need to finish up tonight before I go to bed. So we'll probably go for like another 30 minutes. Okay, this isn't familiar to me at all. Duology is the sequel. What? A fast-paced adventure fantasy where a bomb squad defuses the magic weapons of a long-forgotten war. What? That sounds so cool. Okay, so calling them the Chronicles of something makes it sound like it's going to be more than just 2 books, right? But this sounds fascinating. Who else has read this? Nobody that I know has read this. Where did I hear about this from? Sometimes things show up on my list and none of my like Goodreads friends have read it. And I'm like, how did this end up on my TBR? Like my Goodreads TBR. I don't know. Okay. Doesn't tell me how many books it's going to be. Sorry, I'm going to take one extra step because I really want to know how many books this is supposed to be. The sequel doesn't say. Okay, I'm thinking it's unfinished because okay, the first book came out in November of 2018 and then November 2019 another book came out. So I'll check back in a year to see if another book has come out, but that sounds really interesting. Okay. Sarah Cannon. I don't recognize this either, but oh my goodness, horror zombies. I'm always looking for zombie books, which is probably why this is on my list. Wait, this is probably a finished series considering the originally came out in 2013 and the last book came out in 2015. Uh-oh, no, it's not. It's a trilogy coming 2016, but it never came. I hate when that happens. I'm going to leave it on this list for now. But wait, does the author has she said anything? Well, rereading the Wheel of Time series is a good thing. And I'm glad it led you to Sanderson. That's how I discovered Sanderson too. Oh, I know this author. She's an author tuber and I watch her videos. I watch a handful of author tubers. I don't know why. I don't think I'll ever actually be publishing a book. Oh, that's funny. I'm glad that Sanderson brought you to Wheel of Time. Hopefully you like it. I wish I could ask her if there's gonna, well, she said there was gonna be a third book. So I think there is going to be. She is an indie published or self-published author. She writes a lot of series. Like this one has 10 books in it. But yeah, now I remember her talking about the series and that's why I added it to my TBR. But I need her to finish the trilogy. I'm going to wait on that. This one I don't think is completed. Yeah, it's not. Is this not completed? So I've never read any Trudy Canavan, but I've been interested in reading her. Has anybody read her before? She's got a huge backlist, I feel like. Okay, this might be a finished series. Oh no. Expected publication 2020. That's exciting. All right, so I guess I won't do this. But I am thinking of reading her Black Magic trilogy, but I don't know, it's kind of like lower down on my TBR. But out of her trilogies or series, I think that's the one I'm the most interested in. The Black Magician. This is definitely not a completed series. I also don't know if I really want to read it. Oh, I guess the second book just came out, but I'm pretty sure, just kidding. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure it's gonna be longer, but it's not. Okay, so technically this is finished, but I don't know if I actually want to read it. I'm a pretty big Kirsten White fan, but this is a Buffy book. I'm just not sure I'm really into reading about Buffy stuff. Like Buffy's not actually in it, but it's set in the Buffy world. So it's going on my maybe shelf. Maybe one day I'll feel the urge to read that, but not right now. Okay, We Hunt the Flame, Skyward. I see some good books coming up. I've heard good things about the Reckoners series. Interesting that you think it's better the second time through. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is not a completed series. No. I don't know if it's going to be more than a duology, but either way, that second book's not coming out till later this year. This is also not complete, but I don't even, well, do we know how many books? It's going to be a 4-book series. But because this is Sanderson, and I've heard such good things about it, it's definitely going on my TBR. I definitely want to read it. Dude, look at those ratings. That's insane. Sanderson's insane. Okay. Sci-fi. Is this, it's not middle grade, it's YA, but it is mostly 5 stars. Okay. This series is not finished. So I thought. I saw the cover of this today. I don't know if they just released this cover today or what, but it was on my Twitter timeline. It's so pretty. It's very pretty. But I have kind of heard mixed things about this book. But I don't know, maybe I'll read it one day. Yeah, I don't know. I've also never read any Robin Lefevre's, but I want to. What other books does she have that I want to read? Her Grave Mercy series, I've heard, is good. So, okay, Courting Darkness duology. Okay, and the second book's coming out this year. Okay, we will revisit later. I really haven't heard very many people talking about this though, but I want to read more of her books. Oh, it's a companion duology to that other series. So that's good to know. Oh, my friend Roya gave it 5 stars. Okay, either way, it's unfinished, but I need to read the other duology. Do I even have it shelved though? Yes, TBR series. That's what I thought. And this is not done. The duology, I mean, the second book is coming out this year, but I don't know if it's supposed to be more than 2 books or not. I don't know, Suzanne. Do you know if it's going to be more than 2 books? What's the name of the series? Just Girls with Sharp Sticks. These are all about her first series, the program. I don't think it's here. But I think it might just be a duology. I hate not knowing. It drives me nuts. Either way, it's not out yet. I'm going to leave it there. Okay, so this is another one that I'm interested in this author. She has another series that I want to read, the Stolen Songbird series, the Malediction trilogy, which it says what shelf it's on. It's on my series shelf. That's what I thought. I don't know. I don't think this is a related series. Like, I don't think it's a spin-off or anything. But it has an ocean thing going on. All right, this one doesn't have a release date, but the first book just came out last year, so it's unfinished. I really haven't heard anybody talking about this, though. Okay. Moving on. I believe this is not complete. Yeah, it just came out. Oh. Both books came out in the same year? That's strange. Is that real? December? Uh-oh, series, I quit. That's not a good sign. Okay, but let's go back to the first book. So it's no longer unfinished. This is about clones, which I think is super interesting, but I don't know if I want to read it or like how much I want to read it. Thrilling sci-fi. Binge-worthy. Oops, that didn't work. Clones in boarding schools. I like those things too. I don't know. I think it's a maybe. Maybe, probably, maybe, probably, maybe. Do I have it marked in a genre though? No. Sci-fi. I wish I had a clones thing. Is that a common thing? Maybe I should make a theme shelf for it. Why not? And where'd it go? Did it get added? Yeah. Okay. The Deceivers. This one's not out yet, or not completed yet. The first book is obviously out. But it will be done soon. Those covers are very different. That's weird. But I've read this author before and I've liked her. I read, what book of hers did I read? The Glass Arrow. It's a dystopian. Pretty interesting. Oh, they redid her cover. Interesting. Okay, I'm distracted. I don't know if I want to read this. I am interested in it. It's not finished. I'm not going to decide just yet. Let's take a peek at ratings. Decent ratings. Cool. Okay. I didn't talk about what it's about, but it's about a school for con artists, which I think is so cool. Hold on. I have a dog that wants to be let in. What? Come on. Okay. Sorry about that. She was begging at the door for at least 15 minutes, huh? This is one that I am like going to be reading because I already own the first book. I bought it on a sale or something. Second book, this one is out, but is it going to be more than 2 books or not? Okay, maybe if I check the author's page. Oh, thanks for joining us, guys. Glad you could make it for a little bit. Oh, crocheting a blanket. That sounds fun. Or crocheting. I said croquet. Anyways, have a good night, guys. I'm going to be gone here in about 20 minutes anyways. Okay. When is the sequel? Book 3. Okay, so it's not done yet. But I am going to move it to my TBR series unfinished shelf because I already bought it and I plan to read it. My friend Leanna loves this book. Yep, she's the first person here. But Deshauna did not like it. This is not a complete series. Oh. But how many books is it going to be? What are you smacking your lips about? Chloe. It's my dog. I'm talking to my dog. Okay. Is she going to say... Oh, I did not realize that J.D. Robb was her pen name. I didn't realize they were the same person. Nothing about how many books are going to be in that series, but this is an author that is traditionally published, and I feel like if there was going to be another book coming out, it would already be listed. That's what I think. So I'm going to move this to my TBR maybe shelf because I'm interested. So Nora Roberts is a pretty big name author, but I haven't read any of her stuff, and I feel like she mostly writes romance, maybe. But this sounds like it's a like fantasy dystopia, which I think sounds really interesting. Okay, so it takes place in our world, so it's like an urban fantasy. I'm interested in this one. I don't think anybody I know has read it. It's not true. Oh yeah, okay, so Jen said before reading the final book in the series. So that's good to know. So this is a completed series, and more people that I know have read it than I thought. Okay. What did I decide on? Maybe? Yeah, I think I'm going to put it on maybe. I'm not a huge urban fantasy fan anyways, so I'll keep it there. This is a series that I just recently heard about. I thought, but I must have added it in 2018. I don't remember hearing about it in 2018. But yeah, it is still unfinished. Oh, you know, I think a lot of these are ones that I had shelved as not yet released. Like I heard about it before they were released. That's how I shelved it in 2018. It didn't come out until 2019. And then after it was released, I put it on my unfinished shelf at that point. But yeah, who was talking about this? There's a booktuber named Justine. Her channel is I Should Read That. And she put this book on her favorites of 2019. And I'm very interested in it. I'm going to leave it here for now. I'm tempted to put it on my TBR shelf, but I'm not sure if I'm that sure that I want to read it. Actually, Delaney also gave it. Oh, am I not friends with Justine? I need to fix that. Okay. I'm going to put, I changed my mind. I'm putting this on my TBR series unfinished. I think I really want to read it. It's super weird in a good way. Lots of creepy monsters. That sounds really good, actually. Yeah, definitely going to put that on my TBR shelf. Okay, now this one. I am actually very tempted to put this on my lost interest shelf because I honestly don't think I'm ever going to read it. But it isn't complete yet. I just did not hear good things about it. It sounds very dense and it sounds very like literary and I want to say boring, but I mean, I haven't read it, so I don't know. By the end, I was crying every other page. Interesting. I just feel like this is a book I'm going to hate. Oh, Bethany gave it 5 stars? She does kind of like some of that literary kind of stuff, though. Oh, I don't know what to do. Well, it's an unfinished series, so technically I don't have to decide. But I'm pretty sure I would DNF this book, so I feel like I shouldn't even bother picking it up. I'll leave it on my unfinished series shelf for now, because technically it's unfinished. These are also unfinished. I'm getting the feeling that a lot of the ones coming up are unfinished because have all like these are first books in the series that I heard about in 2018. So some of them were published in 2019. It makes sense that they're not finished yet. But I can at least look at them and see if I want to put them like on my for sure TBR. Like this one, when I heard about it, it sounded so cool. I'm pretty sure I want to read it. I haven't heard very many people review it. Oh, Ashley gave it 3 stars. 4.5. I knew that Roya really liked it. TBR maybe. So not a lot of people have read it. It's gonna be 3 books. Yeah. I'm not going to decide quite yet because not that many people have read it, but it's definitely a very intriguing plot. Excuse me. A revolutionary spell gives women the ability to control their own fertility with consequences that rock their patriarchal society to its core. Doesn't that sound good? Okay. But it's not complete. Queen of the Unwanted. This one I am pretty sure I'm going to read because I won a Goodreads giveaway actually for an ebook copy. Oh, Delaney gave it 5 stars. A lot of people have it marked as to read. Yeah, I really haven't heard that many people talking about it. Who else has liked this? Melanie. She really liked this series. But I'm going to go ahead and put it on my TBR series unfinished because I own the first book. I should have it on my owned TBR. Owned TBR. Why is that not marked? I'm pretty sure I own this. Okay. A Little Hatred. I'm gonna leave this on unfinished series. I need to finish his other series first, this one, and then I'm probably going to read it. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it on unfinished for now. I could put it on my like TBR of unfinished series, but I want to finish reading the first trilogy to make sure I want to continue on in the world. I'm pretty sure I will though. Oh yeah, I remember hearing like buzz about this, but I don't know if it ended up being good. Okay, so is this just going to be a duology? Either way, it's not finished yet. 2 stars. 3, 2, 4, 4, 2.5, 1. Oh, that's not looking promising. Oh, 4. Okay, it looks like someone shelved it as a duology. Either way, it's unfinished. I'm not deciding yet. Okay, this is also unfinished. This is a series that I'm pretty sure I want to read. It's a middle grade. But it's one I've heard good things about, and it's one I've had my eye on. But I don't know how many books that's supposed to be. 9. But I do think I want to put this on my unfinished series. Although with a 9-book series, I could definitely start it soon. Just because there's so many of them already out. And it's middle grade. Do I have it marked as middle grade? Nope. And mostly 5 stars. Hmm. Okay, let's move on. All right, at least this says it's a duology. That's always helpful. But second book's not out yet. Weirdest sounding plot. Let's read the plot. Oh, Chloe, you're laying on top of my headphones. Her 3 mothers. And sends the cerulean to a new planet. Oh, so it's like a city in the clouds. That sounds really cool. Who has actually read it? Oh. Canceled after reading reviews. Okay. 5 stars. Not a lot of people have read it. Okay. It's not finished yet, so. Okay. Second book is coming out in 2020. I remember hearing about this. Five, 4. Oh, Riley really liked it. Well, this one has some pretty good reviews from people I follow. I'm going to leave it where it is for now. Believe it or not, I've never read any Tamora Pierce. I don't know if this is where I would start, but it is one of her newer series. It's not finished. Okay, easy enough. This is also not finished. I'm pretty sure we've just gotten to the part of the list where they're all going to be unfinished series, unless maybe they're a duology. There's a chance that they're finished. So now I'm just mostly deciding if they're like ones that I definitely want to read or not. And this one, I'm tempted to say that I definitely want to read it, but I'm really not sure. Like, I'm very interested. It's a vampire book, but not really. Like, I think the vampires come in very late. It's more of like a historical urban fantasy or whatever. Yeah, I want to read this. I wonder how many books it's going to be. Okay, readers who enjoy this also enjoyed the Gutter Prayer. That's promising. Okay, coming of age trilogy. There's only one book on here, so safe to say it's unfinished. Pretty cheap on Kindle. Maybe I should snatch it while I can. Caitlin gave it 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars. That's pretty promising. I'm going to leave it here for now. I just don't know that much about it. Okay, so Django Wexler is an author that I've heard of and I'm very interested in. But I've never read any of their books. Uh-oh, 2 stars, 2 stars, 3 stars, 3 stars. That's not what I was expecting. Okay, third book's not out yet. Second book is just barely out. This is the series of his that I'm interested in reading, that I've heard good things about. It's 5 books. Okay, well, it's unfinished, even though the reviews don't look great so far. Oh, this sounds interesting. Okay, I need to look at that book because that looks interesting. Okay, 2020, so it's not out yet. I don't really know what this is. Ooh, favorite dystopian. Not a lot of people have read it. Well, it'll wait, but I want to see what this is. This can March, okay. Why did I not hear anything about this? Oh, but the reviews look not good. Okay. Seems very middle of the road. I'm just going to ignore it for now. Okay, I have also never read any Sebastian de Castell. I know so many people who have really enjoyed his books. I don't know if this is the series that I would start with or if it would be the Greatcoats series. I kind of think Greatcoats. I think Greatcoats might be completed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6th and final installment. It's done. Okay. Look. Perfect for fans of The Dark Tower, Firefly, Gardens of the Galaxy, Terry Pratchett, someone I don't know, and Jim Butcher, which I haven't read any of those things. Well, I've watched Firefly. But now this is a finished series. Question is, do I want to read it? Pretty sure I do. I don't even know what it's about. Magic is a con game. That sounds good. Oh, I didn't realize it was YA. Oh, thanks for your input, Nicole. That's helpful. I think I'm gonna put this on my probably shelf. I feel like I probably want to read this, but I want to try his Greatcoat series first. Oh, Delaney gave it 5 stars. Oh, you know what? I'm pretty sure Orbit, I don't know. If you ask Orbit, I'm pretty sure they will say that all of their books are adult. So that's interesting. Cass gave it. Okay. All right. I have to read this. TBR series shelf. So many people loved it. Did you like it, Nicole? Have you read the whole thing? I want to look at the Greatcoat series. Yes, it's on my series shelf, as it should be. I definitely want to read that too. I think I'll probably start with that one. The Devouring Gray. I heard mixed things about this. It's not out yet. Sequel. Peek at the reviews. Nice. I'm glad you liked it, Nicole. 3. Yeah, I heard some mixed stuff about it. Oh, I love the found family trope. That gets me excited. No, Lala did not like this book. Yeah, I'm not deciding yet. Oh, it's 9:30. This will probably be the last round that we do. Oh, and I can definitely remember next time where I stopped. This is a really pretty cover. The Empire of Aram-Tesh sent his power. Okay, let's look at the series. Expected publication 2020. Scent-based magic. That sounds really cool. I don't know how that would work. To read. Okay, nobody I know has read it. Everybody wants to read it. Maybe I heard about it from Samantha Shannon. Okay, I'm leaving it on my unfinished series shelf. I'm very intrigued by that. Once and Future. This epic sequel. So it's not out yet. Gender-bent King Arthur retelling. That sounds pretty good. Oh, this is the same author as the Brilliant Death series. Okay, well, sequel's not out yet, so I'm not deciding. This is a thriller mystery crime series. Pretty sure I have this shelved as horror. Well, I like combine those genres for that shelf, so that's not helpful. 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars. Oh yeah. Are there more books coming out? I mean, with mystery thrillers, it's not as big of a deal, I feel like. It does seem like it's a completed trilogy, though. Okay. All right, I'm interested. I don't know if I'm interested enough to say probably, though. Oh, this is always so hard. There's so many books I want to read. I'm going to put it on maybe. Maybe if I hear from a few more people that I like it, I'll move it up to probably. Fiona Barton is an author that I've heard of, but I haven't read any of her books. What else has she written? Oh, they're all in the series, I think. Okay. Whoa, look at those ratings. That's a lot of 3 stars. Also a lot of 4 stars. 19. Maybe it's done. These tend to be episodic anyways. Okay. And have people read them? 4 stars, 3 stars, 3 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars. 5, 4, 4, 3, 3. April only gave it 1 star. Yeah, I guess a maybe. I'll put it on my maybe shelf. Didn't even look at what the premise was, though. So it's not like I thought it was going to be like a detective story. Doesn't sound like it, though. Okay, last book before I call it a night. And I don't think this is a finished series. I recognize this. Yeah, expected publication 2020. Whoa, there's 2 years between books though. This one's set like in Edwardian England. There's magic. Has anybody read it? Okay. All right, Riley really liked it. All right, it's staying on this unfinished shelf because the second book hasn't come out yet, and I don't know. I don't want to decide. Okay, so we're gonna call it there. Let's see. I always like to see how many books I got through, like how much my shelf decreased. So we started at 140. We actually started a little bit more than that because I refreshed this at some point. But now 114. It's almost under 100, which is awesome. And next time when we start, I will be able to remember that we're going to start with Guinevere Deception, because that's one that I definitely want to read. So I know what to do with that book. But yeah, there's some good stuff coming up. Most of it, I think, is unfinished, like I've been saying, but I'll have to decide if it's like a book that I definitely want to read or that I'm more on the maybe side of things. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. All right. Thanks for everybody who joined me. I hope you guys found this entertaining, or I don't know, people say they like to put this on the background while they do other things, or maybe while they organize their own shelves. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I do one of these once a month. So I'll see you guys in February. I hope you have a good night. Bye.